Up next, we've got a very interesting session on the global and Asian rise of gaming by Jun Shen Chia, Global Expansion Incubation Manager at Xbox.
Jun Shen is a games and tech professional with over 12 years of industry experience across companies including Razer, Riot Games, Meta, and now Microsoft. He is deeply passionate about empowering underrepresented communities and championing diversity and inclusion to transform the video games industry to be the best it can be. Jun Shen, the game is yours.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity to present here today. I'm super excited to be here. Love to get right into the presentation because I've got quite the presentation for you all. My name is Jun, and as the presenters have so kindly shared, I'm part of the Global Expansion Incubation team, leading Southeast Asia, Taiwan, and our Hong Kong efforts to bring developers and their games to our ecosystem. Super excited to be here, and I thank the ADL team for inviting me and having me participate in the conference. I hope you're enjoying the talk so far. So getting right into it, a little bit more about myself. I've had the privilege of working across different organizations, as mentioned, from Razer to Riot Games and Meta. I've done everything from launching gaming products. I publish League of Legends in the Southeast Asia region, and I do a lot of brand and customer marketing for gaming companies. And now at Microsoft, I have the opportunity to work closely with the game developer community from across the regions in helping bring their games to the world. And for today's talk, I'm really excited to share a bit more about the gaming industry and the rise of games globally in Asia and our observations at Xbox. To start, I really want to think about the last few years, the pandemic and the different forms of connections that it has brought about. The internet, social media, and video games has been the primary way we've kept in touch with friends, family, and our communities in a time like this, especially with COVID. And it's how we share our hopes and fears for a world that's changing. And it's how we learn about the different perspectives and things that are going on. And, the internet, video games, and more, it has brought a lot of good, crowdfunding charities, bringing more awareness to world issues, support for critical movements. But at the same time, there's been also a lot of bad, doxing, swatting, misogyny, not to mention the harassment of individuals and groups. And with the discourse today on the utility of the metaverse, as well as Web 2 and Web 3, whether it's today's conference or just in general, I think it's very critical that we continue to center these conversations around what does it mean and what value can it bring to people. Earlier this year, our CVP of Gaming Ecosystem at Xbox, Sarah Bond, said this on the stage at South by Southwest. In today's world, the need for shared understanding of each other is more difficult to attain, but also more important than ever. And so I asked this question: what role can video games play in fostering a shared understanding of each other? It is my belief that video games can educate, cultivate empathy, and are also functional metaverses in and of themselves, and I'd love to dive a little deeper into what that means. To start, let's look at the value of video games in today's world. The past 2 years in the pandemic has showed record levels of engagement and spend, and while the pandemic is by no means over, the lift in restrictions in many countries is expected to slow the growth of gaming. But nevertheless, we still expect to see overall ongoing player growth, even in mature markets such as North America and Europe. As you can see, by the year 2025, we'll have over 3.5 billion people playing video games. That's nearly half of the world's population today that is a gamer, and that's seriously incredible. And in 2022, the global games market as a whole is expected to generate over 200 billion in revenue, slightly up on the year by 2.1%. And as you can see on this chart, the primary driver of this growth remains mobile, which has grown 5% year on year at 103 billion. And while console gaming commands a healthy second place at 52 billion, and comparably with downloadable PC games, which is at 38.1 billion, what we've noticed over the years is that mobile has continued to command an increasing growth. And I think this is incredible given how the infrastructure of the world has led to increase in mobile penetration. And I think this has led to the growth of mobile gaming all in all. With 1 out of every 3 players playing video games today It is such an incredibly highly valuable industry. And games just overall are just so engaging for our audiences today. To put it in such perspective, one such game that people have been playing a lot of in recent times is Call of Duty. It just recently crossed the $1 billion mark in 10 days. And they recently released their free-to-play mode, Warzone 2.0, which is also expected to drive huge player engagement. This is an incredibly strong testament to the power of video games as a platform for engagement. To put into comparison, the Avengers Infinity War movie, whoever here likes Marvel movies, one of the largest movies in the franchise of all time, crossed the $1 billion mark in 11 days. So, video games has such a strong staying power in our world today. And here in Asia, some of the largest and most valuable mobile games are properties from Chinese and Japanese companies like Arena of Valor, Puzzle Dragon, as well as Monster Strike. And all of these have crossed or nearly crossed the 10 billion USD mark easily, demonstrating gaming as by far the largest and fastest growing form of media and entertainment. And on the topic of games as a metaverse, given that that's today's theme, this is something that the games industry as a whole has been a role model for and charted the blueprint for decades. From as far back as games like Second Life to MMOs like Ultima Online or World of Warcraft, today's hits like Minecraft or Fortnite or Roblox or GTA Online. The idea of virtual worlds and play spaces, digital avatars, social systems is strongly in the domain of video games. And if we double click on Minecraft specifically, this is already a living, working metaverse. It's an open creation tool that allows people to go and create things in them and share it with the community directly, whether on a marketplace or through servers. We've had partnerships and collaboration opportunities with other brands in Minecraft. Here's SpongeBob SquarePants in the second image, and a Burberry-themed UK-built Minecraft. The facilitation for player creations takes on a life of their own, and I think that's something so incredibly powerful and something that video games has a ton of experience for. And with respect to the metaverse today, there's a lot that we can discuss with various aspects of the metaverse, many of which I'm sure all of you in the audience are familiar with. But for us at Xbox, we fundamentally boil it down to two key questions. One, is this good for players? And two, is this better for creators? We've learned over the years that by putting the players at the center of our ecosystem and trying to build one that works around theirs and creators' needs, that's how our platform succeeds. And it's how we get closer to achieve that level of inclusivity, education, empathy, and functional spaces for interaction that we at Microsoft are focused on building for players and creators. And Microsoft's mission is to empower every person and organization on the planet to achieve more. And we've committed to empowering game creators to do just that, create more games, reach more people, and tell and share more inclusive stories. And as Xbox is a leading consumer brand for the company, we must deliver the experiences that live up to that mission. We're all in on gaming here. And we think that we can do this by delivering a key sort of experience to creators. A strong and growing creator ecosystem is vital for our success. And by building out developer tools, partnerships, and infrastructure, we're fortifying Xbox's ability to delight players and grow the industry as a whole. Through the full spectrum of Microsoft services, we've helped unlock technical, creative, and economic opportunities for game developers. Whether it's Visual Studio or GitHub, PlayFab, Xbox Publishing, or Azure Cloud, our tools and services are here to empower game creators all around the globe at every stage of their development, whether in concept or design to the build out of the games or the testing and digital publishing, all the way through to operating the games in a live environment, as well as acquisition, monetization, analytics, and engagement. And we're also supporting game developers who are building in the cloud, which is through our ID at Azure service, which launched just earlier this year at GDC. It has enrolled over hundreds of game developers across all platforms, whether that's iOS or Android, to the Switch, PlayStation, PC, and of course, Xbox. And it allows creators to take full advantage of Microsoft's cloud services by offering cloud infrastructure, technologies, services for game built for any platform. And look, whether these games are developed as first or third-party offerings, if the game company is a managed partner or self-published through our ID at Xbox program, our platforms and technical solutions are positioned to support these programs and games end-to-end. You see, we believe that great games are the heart and soul of gaming. To deliver a great experience to players, we believe we must first deliver a great experience to creators, as we know that creativity and innovation can come from any developer, large or small. We're focused on understanding every single creator's needs and ensuring our platform serves them all. And all of this comes together through our game subscription service, Game Pass, which brings ultimate value to players by offering a deep and broad library of games and opens up ways for players to play with more of their friends and makes gaming accessible to everyone. You know, our efforts to build a robust gaming subscription with Xbox Game Pass is rewriting the traditional economics of industry and providing a subscription model that is good for both players and developers. But the opportunity to make gaming accessible and open to everyone doesn't stop with the availability of more games, but it's also where you play these games. With Xbox Cloud Gaming, you know, we're giving more players the opportunity to play games they want anywhere they want, on the devices they want, and it's powered by the cloud, whether that's on an app on your TV or a browser on your mobile device. Wherever you need and wherever you need it to be, we think that cloud gaming is an opportunity to bring all of these experiences and more to every single player, whether they're in the living room, on a handheld device, on a tablet, or of course in front of their PC. But the opportunity to build, you know, doesn't just stop with the games, and it doesn't stop with the platform. It's also critically about how we do it with the people that we do it with. At Xbox, we hold ourselves to a high bar in delivering the most inclusive and welcoming experience for players and creators, and champions our peers to do the same. From the teams to the products we make and the stories we tell or help to tell, to the way our players interact with these products and engage with the wider community, we aim to build the most inclusive gaming community there is. And that is what we at Xbox love so much about video games and why we're so excited for the future of games. And I hope through this presentation, you're excited for the future of games too. And in designing the metaverses of the future, I just want you all to think through, you know, how much does this hold true to the sensibilities that we hold gaming to today? For instance, you know, today we already think through, are the games and the experiences that we have in games indicative of the inclusivity and the diversity that we want to see in our communities? And we hope that the metaverses of the future think through those same elements as well. And that, you know, these open domains for interaction and you know, experiences between people and brands and organizations, that it comes back down to, does this allow the players to play the games that they want or interact in spaces that they want, where they want to interact with them and with the people that they want to interact with? I think fundamentally that's the most critically important thing that we would love for people to see. And that's what I'd love to impress on you all today. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this presentation and that has given you much to think about with respect to video games and the metaverse for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Jun Shen, for those really illuminating insights into gaming.